This is a quick guide on what to look for on the pellet tins if you're a newer shooter, on how to select the right pellets for you. So on the pellet tin, you're going to have a bunch of numbers, and it can be kind of confusing when you first start out, but it's pretty simple. You're going to want to make sure that you match the caliber, so the size of the projectiles, to the specific air gun or air pistol that you're shooting these out of. And so this one is a .22, which is a 5.5 millimeters. And the next thing is the weight. So they're weighed in grains, and this is 18.3 grains. So why the weight is important is because depending on what kind of setup you're shooting, the pellet will travel faster or slower. You want to match the optimal speed coming out of your setup to get the most accuracy. The next thing is you want to select the different shape of pellet for you, for what kind of shooting you're going to be doing. So this type of pellet right here is called a Diablo pellet, which is the rounded head. I'd say that these are the most commonly available and probably the most versatile in my opinion. They're pretty good at almost everything. And then you have specific type of pellets like a hollow point, for example, which would be more of a hunting pellet. And then you have flat head pellets, which would be for kind of bench rest shooting competitions or anything where you're scoring your points on paper. It leaves a really nice hole in the paper, so it's a lot easier to score those tiny little sections than if you shot it with a domed pellet. And then you have pointed tip pellets, which are usually for hunting as well, and there's a bunch of different styles of those. And then you have a bunch of different kinds of pellets inside of that. So for example, this is the Red Fires from Gammo. It is a hollow point with a polymer tip to make it more accurate, so that you can get a little bit more accuracy and a little bit more range out of this style of pellet. And then this is what's called a rocket, which is also a hollow point, a round BB in the middle. Kind of the same concept, just a little bit different shape. So there's a lot of different kinds out there. Make sure you do your research and kind of figure out what kind of shooting you want to do, and then also possibly Google or find someone that has a similar setup to you and figure out which grain weight of pellet works really well in their setup, and to optimize the setup to get the most accuracy. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to try to answer those for you. I am a newer creator here on YouTube, so if you give me a like or a comment, that would help me out a ton. Thanks for stopping by.